zero, Josh Richardson. At power forward, at 6'9", number 42, Al Horford. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 12, Tobias Harris. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Ben Simmons. Starting at center, at 7'0", number 21, Joel Embiid. The head coach of your home team is Dwight Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia 76ers.
Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony. Chris Webber is here, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And with us tonight, basketball expert Bill Simmons. Bill, you look great. Thank you for being here.
I'd like to say hi to all the people who traded for Anthony Davis in the GM mode of this game to get him on their team.
Right.
When their real team couldn't pull it off. Congratulations. I can't believe you pulled the trade off.
Hey, Dave.
Well, the process in Philly has finally started yielding big results. The Sixers have star players and tremendous fans who stood by them through the lean years, and they're ecstatic at what they're seeing on the court. There are a handful of elite teams in the East, Kevin, but the Sixers are confident they belong with the best of them.
They certainly can. Well done, DA. Thank you. When you look at Joel Embiid, enormous talent, you've talked about him a lot. How does he compare to some of the great centers? This is a very short sample with him, certainly,
yeah.
But how does he compare, you think, to some of the great centers you've seen, read about?
Talent-wise, he's up there. Durability-wise, he's also up there in the Yao Ming, Bill Walton kind of category of guys that I'm just not sure they're going to be able to stand.
You kind of hold your breath. Is he too brittle? He's too brittle.
I don't like some of the decisions he makes. I think he shoots too many threes. The big thing for him is conditioning. And until he takes that seriously, he's just going to have a ceiling on his career. I think if you go back and you look at the tapes of him in Kansas, and he looks like a young Kevin Garnett. I mean, he's 50 pounds lighter.
His body's completely different.
Completely different.
Oh, my gosh.
And he's just carrying a lot of weight. And I felt like during the Celtics series 2 years ago, I thought he wore down at the end of those games. So he's got to figure that out because that's the thing that's holding him back right now.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown and Hayward, they're the wings. Tatum out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the 1. And for the 76ers. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And that one falls for Tatum.
And, of course, the Celtics traded back from number 1 to number 3 to draft Tatum in terms of readiness and absolute steal.
And so Tatum nails them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Tatum against Simmons. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
The versatility of Simmons is astounding, amazing, impressive. Dunks like this are just insane.
Walker the pass to Hayward. His three-pointers off the mark. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Offensive rebound, Harris. Banked in off the glass.
This kind of hustle is why his teammates love him. Harris, nice work in getting after it on the glass.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Here's Tatum. And that one drops for him. Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do because it's so sports obsessed. A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like. where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, it's just smoking hot and humid. And so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway. But there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening, like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, or the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before a Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the pass to Richardson. Here's Horford. Got a piece of it.
The long arm of the law. Tatum prohibiting that shot from ever having a chance.
Brown wide open. He fires. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Simmons, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. That's good from Harris on the assist by Richardson. And it's 6 points for Tobias Harris. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Celtics. He kicks to Hayward. Pass to Brown. Wants to get it to Tatum and does. And he comes up with the deuce. Tatum's got 6 points.
A really smart opening quarter for them at the offensive end. Moving, finding good shots. They're 4 for 5 from the field.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. Rebound Boston.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Tatum's shot is off.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
Simmons against Walker. Up and in on the layup.
Look, I love how Simmons makes his teammates better. He's consistent at looking to get them going.
And with the 2K Esports League, Bill, players not only get a salary, they can also sign endorsement deals. They're celebrities now unto themselves.
So what are the endorsement deals that the 2K players sign? Is it like hat? Because you're not really moving. Nobody can people see your clothes? They can, right?
They can
so
see your
sneakers,
clothes. Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's
drinks,
a shirt. All of it.
Do the announcers get endorsement deals? Where's our endorsement deal?
Well, if they
money?
don't, we could probably make the stab for it right here.
I'm ready.
This is the venue to do it right
I'm
here.
ready to do whatever.
Let's change the culture.
CTC.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Horford.
I love how Horford has changed his game over time. I mean, now a floor spacing big who also brings leadership to the locker room.
And stolen by Simmons for 3. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Tatum. Pass to Walker. Dishes it to Hayward. And the rejection by Embiid.
Stalwart on the defensive end. Embiid is superb at making his presence felt with blocks like that.
And Simmons kicks to Harris. It's hauled in by Brown. Boston leading by 3. And a wide open look for Walker. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Walker's got 8 points.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Pass to Harris. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That is his first foul of the game. Simmons looking it over. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
What about the speed and the muscle Simmons has? I mean, it makes defenders nervous, if you ask me. Such a difficult matchup.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Simmons taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Simmons. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16 seed no conference playoff format years ago. I think they're really worried about the travel though. And they've looked at it and they've really studied it and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1 and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff. And it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences, and I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. Embiid with the steal. Simmons passes to Harris. The pass to Embiid. Back to Harris. 5 to shoot. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Pulls up on the wing. Here's Embiid. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Well, how about the length of Embiid? I mean, it's tough to deal with. Outstanding, using it to gobble up offensive rebounds.
Smart passes to Tatum. Good work defensively by Horford. The 76ers have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Richardson finds Harris, and here is Simmons. And here is Harris. He's got 6. $18 feet out. Another shot. And it's finished off by Richardson as he lays it in. And the 76ers lead by 2. Bill, if you were building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's
Still
turning
young enough
25
and-
this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him. He's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win at basketball. That's how I pick.
I mean, you got to love the skill set Simmons possesses. A nightly triple-double threat. He stuffs the stat sheet.
For Philadelphia, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Simmons. Boston making some changes. Enes Kanter's checked in for Daniel Tice. Williams comes in for Tatum. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Gordon Hayward. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston, trailing by 2. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks. Here's Wanamaker. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Here's Cancer. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And now that we have a moment, let's see the best free throw shooting teams in the NBA. In fourth, the Celtics.
You know, it's really a team-wide talent. You want to foul to stop layups, but against them, you're not saving much. They'll make you pay time and again.
First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And we
There's
also,
nothing anonymous about it.
No. Yeah. And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I really care
Our
about
name
it.
is attached to it.
Yeah. I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 13-5 run here. Here's Thibault. Outside, Simmons. Lays it up and banks it in. Now it's a 4-point Philadelphia lead.
I mean, at almost 7 feet tall, Simmons is hard to contain. The defense has to push him farther away.
Here's Brown. Boston, no good that time either.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Good price. Oh, what a beautiful point.
The intensity, did you see that? Great.
Puts it on the deck and takes it to the hoop. Simmons is one of the best at using the dribble to score.
Now, here's Cantor. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Back to Wanamaker. Feeds it to Brown. Celtics passing it around. Shot from free throw range. Misses off the right iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Thibault. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Just a little too amped up here early. 2 fouls on him already. That's going to affect his playing time.
Philadelphia shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And the 76ers making a change here. Burks is checked in. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for the Celtics. Good on the second free throw. 1:19 left in the first quarter. Celtics trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Brown outside. They need this. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Oh, my goodness. This is the toughness that Brown exudes on a nightly basis. He's skilled at staying in control in difficult spots.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And Brown is just an exceptional player. Really love whenever he shows off his athletic ability.
Pass to Embiid. Pass to Thibault. There's the three. Nailed from three-point land. And the 76ers lead by 7.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Tatum kicks to Cantor. It's Brown on the wing. Here's Wanamaker. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
17 seconds left to play in the first. Inside, intercepted. On the wing, Williams fires the three. It doesn't go for him. And so it's Philadelphia, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign with Philadelphia.
What put me over the edge to make this switch is just the depth that I saw with this team. It's an up-and-coming young team that we have a chance to be good for many, many years, and it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Playing for a historic franchise, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth. They have a chance to be good for a long time.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
Robinson is out there with Scott. Then there's Embiid. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Korkmaz in at the 2. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go into the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the world.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services and just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put it in.
He gets it in there. Walker's got 10.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Passes it to Milton. Scott with the ball. Embiid inside. He's covered by Cantor, and it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Williams with the steal.
Turnovers haven't been a problem for them so far, but they don't do a very good job taking care of the ball like that.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Here's Scott, and it's blocked. Tatum against Robinson. The kick out to Walker. Here's Wanamaker. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside, Cantor, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The Celtics have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
That's good from Cantor. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Burks. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Celtics trail by 5. So with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, you have 2 players who consistently look to score in the paint.
Yep.
What's the best way, do you to blend those 2 teams?
Trade Ben Simmons. I think that would be the best way. I don't think long term that this is a fit together because he can't shoot. And you can cheat it, and you can have him move off screens, and you can have him try to establish the fast break and all that stuff. But we saw in the playoffs, when everything slows down, they didn't know where to put him on the basketball court. And he basically became Ben Wallace in the mid-2000s, like setting screens for people and rebounding. And for Embiid, I want to surround Embiid with shooters. I want to model a team like almost like Milwaukee did with Giannis. I want somebody who can handle the ball not only in fast break but half court too. And I just don't think they work together. I think there's a ceiling when you have those 2 guys as your best guys.
We've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Cantor.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
The first one falls. Al Horford's checked in for the 76ers. Harris comes in for Mike Scott. That one drops. He ties it up. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Walker against Burks. Stolen by Walker. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And stolen by Horford. Here's Robinson. They get the rebound. The Celtics on offense. They're on a 10-2 run here. And Walker kicks to Williams. Now the pass to Cantor. To the wing right side. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the bucket from Tatum. Tatum's got 13 points.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Burks finds Horford. Pass to Harris. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Richardson, he's checked in for the 76ers. Boston also with the sub. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Cantor. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston.
Marcus Smart.
Celtics on D. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Hayward on the wing. Back falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 3 assists now in this one. The 76ers trail by 4. Horford the pass to Harris. They need this one. And the dunk by Horford.
Oh, you better put a body on Horford. I mean, when you don't, he's more than content to torch you like this.
Celtics have gotten all but 1 of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Walker dishes to Tatum. Williams looking around. Walker finds Tatum. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3. Walker's shot is off.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Now, we've seen an improvement in this aspect of Harris's game. I mean, his ability to stretch the floor with the shooting, nice.
And here's Walker. After Tobias Harris getting his shot to go from deep.
A little surprised he took the jump shot with nobody around him. He could have attacked the basket.
Great D that time from Tatum.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
The 76ers trail. Hilton the pass to Robinson. Richardson against Walker. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The 76ers have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Celtics making a switch here. Tice is checked in. And Richardson drops them both. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Detroit Pistons. And Walker kicks to Hayward. Poked away. Back to Walker. 5 on the clock. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Horford. And so Simmons will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that'll be the middle game of their 5 and their longest homestand of the year. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Tice. Back to Williams. Over Horford. Williams can't hit.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Oh, the lob for Simmons. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Smart wide open. He fires. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Here's Simmons. That shot off the mark. And it's Boston the other way. Their last encounter was in Boston.
Yeah, and in that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
They played with energy and communicated well. It made things difficult out there.
Now here's Hayward. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Tice, no good. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. That's It's good from Harris on the assist from Simmons. 11 points for Tobias Harris.
With broad shoulders and a solid upper body strength. Now, Harris is lethal around the rim.
And it's Walker penetrating. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Simmons got 4 rebounds in this game. On the wing, Harris passes it to Richardson. Now Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Give him another. Simmons is terrific tonight. He's figuring out ways to light it up.
Walker the pass to Tice. Hayward against Harris. Hayward outside. Got a hand on it, and they get it back.
Oh, he's a solid shot blocker now, thanks to his timing and great anticipation skill. It's not easy scoring on Horford.
Here's Simmons. From down in the low post, it goes. Now it's a 7-point 76ers lead. Austin's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Smart finds Williams. The pass to Walker from downtown. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Now here is Harris. He's got 11. Pass to Horford. He dishes it to Simmons. Shot from 12. And it's off the back rim. No good. Celtics trail by 7. Walker the pass to Hayward. Walker surveying the floor. Can they get it? He takes it up and lays it in. Walker's got 4 this quarter.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Well, Bill, yet another engaging conversation. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Yeah, next time let's talk about the hard salary cap. I think the people really love that. Yeah, I have some ideas.
You would make it interesting.
I have some luxury tax ideas. Yeah, we'll get super technical.
I would be here for that.
Okay.
You know, Greg, Bill Simmons has worn so many hats as a writer, a podcaster, a broadcaster. Now, it's nice to let him wear one more on our broadcast.
He's been successful for a reason, Kevin. There's a fearlessness, but also great humor in his perspective.
Korkmaz, he's checked in for Richardson. And then for Boston. Williams, he's checked in for Williams. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Gordon Hayward. Boston with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Harris against Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 6th rebound on the night. Simmons inside the line. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Here's Walker. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Simmons got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
And that concludes the first half. 76ers ahead as they end the second quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. I guess Shaq's not here today. If your name is Kenny the Jet Smith, raise your hand, please. There. And I'm Kevin Harlan. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 21 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
Well, having Ben Simmons' size at point guard, major advantage. He'd see over you, score over you,
plays with power and finesse. Unstoppable in that first half.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Well, the way I see it, they're losing this game because they're being out-rebounded. You can't give up this kind of differential and expect to remain competitive. So what do? You commit more guys to the glass, guards included. You make it a priority that if you do ultimately lose this game, it's not because you didn't rebound.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Most teams now look to run early and often, Chris. And there are some keys to finding success, aren't there, in the transition game?
Yeah, and the first key is you run fast and you speed up the pace, but that doesn't mean you hurry and take a hurried shot. Pacing and speed is all about getting it past half court to see if the defense is set, and if they're not, to take advantage. But it's a two-step process. And for teams that just run all crazy or willy-nilly like my grandfather used to say, well, you're not going to do anything but play fast and bad.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Tice in at center, locking down the middle. And Philadelphia with another turnover here.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Walker in the post. Simmons is there. Walker's shot is off. The 76ers leading by 4. Back to Simmons. Pass to Horford. Harris outside. Off target from three-point range.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime with the defensive.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 21. Harris's shot is off.
He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
And Hayward gets it to go.
Wow, wonderful court awareness that time. You can count on Walker to find the open man.
Philadelphia's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Embiid, the pass to Simmons. And Harris wide open. He shoots, but they recover it. Harris missing again.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
Tatum passes to Hayward. That's a two-pointer from Walker. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Richardson outside. Back to Harris. Shot clock at 6 to stop the run. He lays it in. Harris has got it all tied up now for Philadelphia.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Tice passes to Walker. And here's Hayward, guarded by Simmons. Lets it fly from 18. It's hauled in by Harris. 76ers have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Simmons on the wing, guarded by Walker. Out to Harris. Here's Embiid. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Embiid's got his second basket of the night.
Did you see the no-look pass by Harris right there? I mean, he's a wing that knows how to move the ball.
Here's Walker. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D. Avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Harris's shot is off.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. And he can't get the first one. And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
So he comes up empty at the line.
Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. As you're talking about the Philly fans, they were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. You can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo you.
Now, here's Burks. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Here's Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Burks with it. Picked up by Brown. Burks dishes to Embiid. And Cantor pulls it down. Boston trailing. Brown finds Hayward. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 9 points for Gordon Hayward.
Once he turned it on, he became a force in this game. Not sure where this guy was in the first half.
Here's Milton. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Embiid. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Enes Kanter.
Never easy trying to stop Embiid. Even when you foul him, he still finds ways to muscle shots in. I'm not really sure I've ever seen a center who can play bully ball in the paint, then step out and hit the three, then give you the handles in the mix like Joel Embiid. I mean, him and Boogie Cousins are really the only two that come to mind.
The free throw drops for Embiid. And even though Embiid has that deep range, he prefers to throw his weight around inside.
And he should, Kevin. And at times, the lack of spacing has forced him to step outside. I mean, he's as gifted as you can get on that block. I mean, you got to get him the ball down there with space to work.
Now, here's Tatum. 15 points in the game.
That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that one.
Here's Milton, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Milton's got his first 2 points. Celtics trail by 5. Here's Wanamaker. Outside Tatum. Down low. Here's Cantor, and the jumper from down low is good. Cantor's got 7 points.
You know, some scouts thought Tatum had tunnel vision, looking only for his own shot, but he's more about team.
Embiid kicks to Burks. Outside Robinson. Back to Burks. Here's the three. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the middle. Here's Tatum. That shot misses. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Robinson passes to Burks. Passes it to Embiid. Over Tatum. Offensive rebound. Scott. And finished off by Scott.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
And Kevin, this is why his teammates respect him. The hustle, the energy. Gotta love it.
Here is Hayward after the Sixers pick up 2. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. Then for the Celtics, Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. And Smart subbed in for Gordon Hayward. Now here's Brown. He's got 11. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Oh, you love the level of concentration Brown maintains. Taking the hit well and finishing in style.
Here's Korkmaz. No points in the game yet for him. There's the pass to Burks. Robinson with it. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks to Embiid from deep. And Boston with the rebound. Smart deciding where to go with it. Pass to Brown. There's Smart. Williams for 3. No good. The 76ers leading by 3. Outside Robinson. Now Burks. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Wanamaker the pass to Williams. And it's in there. Now just a 1-point 76ers lead.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Burks with it. Outside Robinson takes a 3. The shot that time not on target. Now Boston takes it the other way. Smart against Robinson. Pass to Wanamaker. Brown outside. Back to Wanamaker for the lead. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 4th assist in this one.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now here is Robinson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Burks. And he drops it in from the low post. Burks has got the game tied up here for the 76ers. Here's Wanamaker. 5 points in the game. Cantor kicks to Smart. Back to Cantor. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Embiid. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for Philadelphia. To the paint. And the call will be against Brad Wanamaker. That is his first foul of the game. So both teams making some changes here. .151 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Here's Burks. Count the basket. Burks has got 6 here in this quarter.
Oh, he's got a role in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Wanamaker the pass to Williams. It's Brown on the wing. He's got 13. 14 feet away. Nice shot by Smart. Smart's got 6.
Oh, the mid-range game, a lost art. Nice bucket by Smart.
Burks the pass to Thibault. Here's Korkmaz, guarded by Smart. A shot by Burks, nobody around. It's good from long range. Burks has got 9 points here in the second half. Wanamaker the pass to Williams. The dish now to Smart. Wants to get it to Brown and does. And it's blocked.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backcourt.
Burks looking around, fires from 14, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Passes to Williams. Back to Wanamaker. He kicks it to Smart. It's tipped. Back to Wanamaker. A 3-ball. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got 11 rebounds in the game. With 1 on the clock, and the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 76ers ahead. They're up by 5. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Talked about it in the pregame. We have to play with game awareness and poise. Run back on defense, get great shots down here every single possession.
And that message, you can tell, GA, all about quality and efficiency.
Yeah, and when they get stops on defense, Coach Stevens wants to make sure they are taking great shots.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. Taking a look at the 76ers. Down low, it's Harris and Horford. Then there's Alec Burks. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Thibault in at the shooting guard position.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And with all their rangy wing defenders, the Celtics are well suited for the modern game.
Oh, yeah, they make it tough for opponents to get clean looks on the perimeter, GA, with their defense. I mean, it's a strong defensive team also because of the competitors that they possess.
Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. So he gets them both.
And the energy of Williams, it's infectious. Amazing at using it to block shots, rebound, score, whatever they ask of him.
Here's Thibault. Here's Harris. Rebound by Williams.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Tice.
And for the Sixers, the health of their draft picks has been a story. Zaire Smith, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, all missing significant time with injury.
Health continues to be a key for them, GA. And Embiid in particular, he's missed some games last year, missed some back-to-backs. He's 7'2". You just hope his knees can withstand the grind. They got to keep him going to reach their goal. Well, that's 3 straight German League titles for Daniel Tice. I mean, before he made his NBA debut at the age of 24, he's an athletic two-way player. He's shown he belongs.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Now here's Smart, and there's the pass to Walker. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And last season, Daniel Tice shooting over 40% from long range, and Chris over 75% around the rim.
Yeah, Kevin, when you call that great efficiency, both inside and out, when you contract this summer, you reward his terrific play.
Now here's Brown. He's tightly guarded, knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Celtics ball.
So it's the Celtics now. Here's Walker. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And then Walker gets it going. He's tenacious. Feels like he can take on anyone.
Walker against Simmons. Richardson outside. Left side Harris. Looking to end his cold spell. Excellent D there from Williams.
He hasn't been able to find any kind of groove this quarter. I mean, it seems like he's been running on fumes since halftime.
Outside, Walker. And it's sent back by Horford. And now the 76ers on the break. Richardson's hammering it in. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
And Walker kicks to Williams. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. And a change for the Celtics. Tatum's checked in. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Clock at 6. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Here's Smart. Boston, no good that time either.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Chris, one of the most versatile scorers in the game, Tobias Harris. He had some great teachers, too, including Hall of Famer George the Iceman Gervin.
Yeah, well, check this out, Kevin. His father was Gervin's agent late in his career. I mean, from age 10, Tobias got to train at Gervin's facility every summer. And they still work out to this day. That's a real one. Harris learning from a great how to get buckets.
And he makes the first. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
The Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in, and Harris drops them both.
And some teams have fancy dinners, guest speakers, and field trips. I mean, the Celtics culture is more straightforward. It's all about the work.
Now, here's Walker. Hayward on the wing. Elbow shot. Simmons pulls it in. And that work ethic, the core of the Celtics values, are written on a big placard on their locker room wall.
Yeah, it emphasizes unselfishness, execution, toughness, and hustle. Those are the values of their team.
Now here's Simmons after Gordon Hayward's miss. It's stolen by Brown.
He's got to get back to playing in control. After 0 turnovers in the first half, he's out there loose with it.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Oh, you're right, and I love the opportunistic approach. These kinds of hustle plays can be game changers.
Now here's Simmons, 9 feet out. Yes, that goes in. Simmons got 25 points in the game.
Oh, this is the next step for Simmons. His jumper has to evolve. He's showing you he wants to be taken serious.
Up top, Walker. That one good for 2. Walker's got 6 points in the quarter.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again.
And it's blocked by Simmons.
But the reach of Simmons, I mean, coming into play on these blocks, you got to be careful shooting around this guy.
Richardson kicks to Embiid. Harris against Brown. Harris passes to Embiid. Rebound, Boston. Tice has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
That puts them in the lead. And 11 points for Gordon Hayward.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Pass to Harris. Back to Simmons. 6 to shoot. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. And then on Sunday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago against the Bulls.
And you know, for that Knicks game, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
And when you're Harris's size, you have to really use your length to beat defenders, and he is just so good at doing that.
Hayward with the ball, and it's Richardson picking him up. Walker against Embiid. Walker's shot is off. The 76ers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. 4 of 9, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And last season, the Sixers unveiling a Dr. J statue on their Legends Walk outside the team training facilities.
Oh, yeah, his 2nd statue in Philly. I mean, the other one is down by the stadium. At that Legend Walk, you know who he joins? Wilt Chamberlain, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Billy Cunningham, Hal Greer. That's some good company to be in. Some great history for the Sixers.
First one falls for him. And Richardson drops them both.
And with Embiid and Ben Simmons both at their best in the paint, maybe not the ideal fit if you're the Sixers and you had to trade one of them. Which is it?
Oh, man, that's so tough. They're both great players, G.A. But Embiid, his health remains a question mark. And Simmons, you know, imagine if you have a team of shooters built around him like Giannis in Milwaukee. That's a tough question.
Here's Simmons. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Floats one up, and Embiid throws it down.
It's easy to admire Embiid. I mean, the game seems to come so easy to the big fella, especially when it comes to dunking.
And here's Tice. Here's Brown. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Horford's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Simmons, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And Walker kicks to Brown. Pass to Tatum. Puts it up. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 6th rebound on the night. To the inside, Horford. Rebounded by the Celtics.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been an easy layup.
And Embiid with the block. Harris against Brown. Harris passes to Richardson. Embiid kicks to Richardson. Back to Embiid. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
What a finisher Embiid is. He's a pro at not letting the defense dictate to him.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Ben Simmons really making a difference here.
He's running wild. They had to call a timeout just to take away at least some of his momentum.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He said, look, you guys are playing physical and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. Shot from the inbound, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. Hayward outside. They could use a bucket. Whistle blows. If that's going to be a travel.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
The 76ers leading by 5. Outside, Simmons. Richardson against Brown. And Brown over to help. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Boston with the ball. Celtics trail by 5. Now here's Walker. Passes it to Tatum. The 3. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got 13 rebounds in the game. Conceding. Rejected by Walker.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding how to send his shots.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Walker the pass to Brown. Hayward outside. Clock at 6. To stop the drought. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Richardson.
And they've controlled the glass throughout this game, but it's still close.
The pass to Embiid. Kicks it to Simmons. Back to Embiid. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And look at that, the massive size of Embiid, Kevin. He uses it well to cause problems for the defense.
At the line for your 76ers, Joel Embiid, 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Hakeem Olajuwon comparisons, they're somewhat legitimate. I mean, Embiid's skill set and size is something you don't see very often.
And Embiid drops them both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
And stolen by Simmons. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Simmons got the lead up to 9 now for the 76ers.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Exactly. Give it to the guy with the hot hand as long as you can. Let him try to close this out.
Now, here's Walker. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
And puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 11. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Chris, the NBA has flattened now the draft lottery odds. And now that you've seen it at work, seen it in play, any additional changes you might make?
Well, you know, Kev, it's still a wait and see for me. I definitely like the NBA making sure they try to address the problem. You never want a team to think that they can be rewarded for losing. So I like what we've done so far. But, you know, if I'm a GM, if I'm a president, I'm always going to try to find ways to manipulate and find that, you know, those open gray areas. And so I think this is something we're always going to have to address. But I love the fact the NBA has gotten ahead of the problem.
Not like the Clippers of a year ago. They look like, gosh, they've lost all their superstars, but they gave it such a great go. They actually made the playoffs.
Yeah, and it started from the top. I mean, Mr. Ballmer said, listen, we do not want to lose. We're going to go in and we're going to play hard. And I tell you what, I think that that's what rewarded them during free agency by able to go out and recruit players and say, listen, we don't lose here. We just need you to take us over the top. And I think that's a pretty good recruiting pitch.
He drops the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And Embiid drops them both. And Walker's got the ball here for Boston. And stolen by Simmons.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the 76ers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight. And watch them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Ben Simmons.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team. And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
No coverage that time.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Now here's Simmons. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Simmons. Horford's got the lead up to 14 now for the 76ers. Walker against Simmons. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Embiid.
Oh, man. Look at the skill set Walker has. Superb at using his body inside to draw that contact.
Kemba Walker at the line for two.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
A shoot-first point guard who can fill it up in a hurry. That's Walker, and quite simply, he's one of the game's best scorers.
And so Walker nails both of them. Trying to add a few more points to their lead.
And they should just stay with what they've been doing.
Here's Neto, guarded by Walker. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a 5-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.